Hello, welcome to You Haven't Blanked That. I'm Forrest.
And this is Jimmy. Okay, everybody. Continuing with our Halloween spooky. We watched the movie A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place.
I saw this movie the week Bruce Campbell announced he was retiring from playing Ash.
Oh. Okay.
And I felt the same, like the first time when I watched this movie for the first time, I got the same feeling that I felt when I got Evil Dead the first time. Where I like really, really liked it. Like it was weird that it like I thought it was just a different take on something that I hadn't seen before.
Okay.
I didn't like a lot. So kind of going to Evil Dead real quick. I didn't watch a lot of horror flicks as a kid because my dad would literally hide in fucking hallways and jump out at me.
Sounds like
his dad did to him. Something I haven't had a chance to do to my children quite yet. But I don't think I want to because like I want my kids to get into horror flicks. But I was a big chicken shit because of that. So I didn't watch a lot of horror flicks as a kid. Like, the first one that really got me into everything was Evil Dead.
Okay.
It was probably closer to Army of Darkness, I think. No. I got Army of Darkness for Halloween, or for Christmas, and Adam was like, oh, this is the third movie. You have two movies you need to watch before this. And had Evil Dead, and brought it over that, like, New Year's.
Okay.
And so I watched Evil Dead for the first time, and fell in love with Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, even now, as old as it is, like, it gets me.
It still gets me.
It gets me every time. The pencil,
the pencil still gets me every time. And there's even a part, the part with the nail in this, I'm going to jump ahead for a quick hit, reminded me of that, because they do that part so fucking well.
I can see, especially because it's the basement, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Really good. I don't know if maybe I was looking for that new thing, because my favorite thing was ending.
Hold on, let me read you the synopsis. In this terrifying, suspenseful thriller, a family must navigate their lives in silence to avoid a mysterious creature who hunts by sound. Hailed by critics and audience around the world, experience the must-see movie of the year. That's the most shortest synopsis I've ever seen.
Seems like the DVD one.
Yeah. It has Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, and some
other people,
other losers.
Some other losers.
I liked it. I didn't love it,
really,
but okay. I liked it.
I had a feeling you tried to, because you told me you were like, I've been trying to watch this movie all week. But did you try to watch the movie and it's so quiet that people thought you weren't doing anything, so they came and asked you to do shit?
Yeah, all the time. All the
like,
time.
I figured you're like, I've tried to watch this movie like 3 or 4 fucking times and I can't get through it. And you're like, not because it's bad, because shit happens.
Well, because it's like I'm watching the movie and it's just like soft sounds or whatever, and it's just kind of like, literally, it's a very quiet movie.
Dude, it's insane. But you should watch it in the theater, dude, because it's the whole movie theater is just quiet.
No, for sure. And
it was insane how quiet the movie theater was.
Especially the sounds coming up behind you and in front of you. I think it would have lit different dynamic than I had. But, like, it's honestly, again, like any movie that has sign language, I love.
That's why I was like, you're going to love this movie.
And then it was good. Like, I mean, it was a very raw and simple signing that they were using, which was great because, like if it makes sense that the characters know sign, like it's even better. You know? And the fact that the daughter's deaf, I'm like, oh, this makes perfect sense. I just thought, like, how dumb is the daughter?
Well, here the opening scene of this movie reminds me of something I've said to new parents and parents that are people who are just like becoming parents.
Okay.
This is something I believe is that I've never worried about the zombie apocalypse until I had kids.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh well, if a zombie gets me, a fucking zombie gets me. But I've got kids, and I got
Oh,
kids.
is that why you like it so much? Because now you're worried about with your kids,
And that's part. I'm sure it hits me on that. I'm sure it hits me on that level as well. Now I've got more things to worry about. You know, it's not just it's a way of saying I have to be less selfish now.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, bummer.
I know. But it's a good reason to not be selfish.
But yeah, the opening scene to this is just basically they're at a
like a grocery store,
a grocery store, like a general store, and they're just getting like whatever they need. It's obviously been months, years. We don't know.
They say it's been like a year into it, wasn't it?
What, I don't remember that part.
They say it's been like a year and a half into it at that point.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right because they're still like
it's
getting
like 500 days in or 530 days in or something like that.
Yeah, because they're still getting like tin cans and stuff, so it hasn't been like that long. And then because they're still getting medication too.
Just use expired medication, and it's a situation like that. It's like 50-50 chance you're gonna die anyway.
Really? I don't know anything about medication. Like if it goes bad, like I think it's not as strong.
It's not as strong. It's not as potent.
So you just take double.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some medicine you can't do that with. But if it's like, well, I'm gonna die if I don't take it anyway. You know what I mean? If society has crumbled,
you're gonna die either way.
I'm gonna take that gamble on that 3-year-old amoxicillin over there.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Do you think cocaine has
a shelf life? I don't know.
No one has ever had enough to find out. Well, because I'm saying like they have cocaine at pharmacies. I only know this because somebody got fired at the pharmacy down the road because they were taking the prescription coke so they actually I don't know how long they have it there, but finally someone needed it.
How do you get medicinal coke?
Because they're allergic to other things, and so coke would be like another stimulant that they could use.
Like for what? Like I'm not sure. Like what would they?
I don't know. Like
what?
When they told me, it was like, oh yeah, like we have coke for like because people need it. I'm like, yeah, I get that.
That's never been my scene. I'm more of the drinker. So your drug questions are lost on me.
I also have no idea about this drug paraphernalia. Oh, it's actually a medicine
for
your stomach.
I thought you weren't supposed to do a lot of coke because it fucks your. Oh, that's heroin. Heroin fucks your stomach up, right?
Coke fucks up your nose.
Clearly, but if you're hold on,
cocaine topical. Hold on. Use of side effects.
Hold on. Question. Do you so you're taking coke for your stomach? Do you legitly do you fucking do a line? Like a line's gonna help your stomach, or do you rub it in your gums? Like how do you apply that in a medicinal setting?
Suppository.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm trying to find a good
coke source. But it's 2019, Jimmy. I thought you already had a good coke source.
I don't know what you mean. Coke is a young man's drug. You can't do it in your 30s because your heart can't take it. You'll have a heart attack. Oh, cocaine acts like a local anesthetic by blocking conducting of nerve impulses.
So do they make it?
It's a topical.
So they make it into a cream.
A topical, with cream. Applied to the lining of the mouth, nose, and throat to certain surgical procedures to numb the area. So certain people.
So it would be like if you're allergic to Novocaine type of thing.
Oh, so you would take the coke, the powdered form, and you would apply it to a tropical cream, then causing the coke. Because if you, I guess prevents blah 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, so there you go. You know what I also found out? That redheads have a higher tolerance for pain. So if you're a redhead, if you're a ginger, you need to have
your soul looked at.
Yeah. So the lack of having a soul makes you less susceptible. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's something with the sugars.
I thought it was just without the soul.
No, that's a fact. I learned that today.
That gingers have no souls? We learned that a long time ago.
No, about the pain thing. And they also smell like pennies. Take that out.
They're getting supplies, and the one kid wants the.
He wants a rocket toy because he thinks that you can be saved by getting on a rocket and going somewhere else. And then so he sees the rocket toy and he wants the batteries for it, and like
the girl gives it to him.
Right, they turn it on though, right?
They almost drop something and the mom catches it. Remember, before it hits the ground.
Oh, that's right.
And then they're in the
can't
store.
have it because it's too loud.
And he goes, John Krasinski comes and goes, no, too loud.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's gonna suck is I'm gonna try to sign everything and not talk
and not see. You can't see. Too loud.
Yeah.
The kid, they're walking and the kid starts playing with the rocket.
Right.
And the monster comes out and grabs the kid.
Fucking sister is a fucking idiot. They tell the little boy that he can't have it because it makes too much sound and it's too loud, and so he's all bummed about it. And so the sister's like, "I got you, boo." Grabs the toy, gives it to him, and then they take the batteries out and they put them on the thing. But the kid grabs the batteries on the way. As they're walking, fucking with the batteries, puts it on. They're on the bridge to head back to the house. It has just whirling sounds like any like kids' toys, and then like. Which was a shocker. Everybody panics and runs around, and the girl's deaf, so she doesn't have any concept of what's going on.
Yeah.
And everybody's running behind them, and she turns around just in time to see, like,
Jim
from the office just running, sprinting for, like, his son. There's a movement in, like, the shrubberies nearby, and this spider thing just yanks the kid off, and you're like, what the movie starts.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here?
So then you see their setup. Now their setup is pretty cool. Like I like what they did for that. Like their little compound. He's got his little lab and office where he's working on things, and he's been trying to fix the
girl's
irrigate. Yeah. And he's been working with that the whole time.
Yeah, the wife is pregnant. Pregnant.
They want to show the son like how to fish and how to take care of things in case something happens. Like he can go.
And then sends a giant pussy. Well, because like they're all like shocked because of what happened to their little brother.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that like because when they're at the river trying to catch fish, like the kid is just like he's terrified, and like that kid did a great job like showing his emotions. You can see the tears in his eyes, and like he does not want to be there.
Yeah.
But it's a bummer too because like the daughter, the one who gave the toy to like her little brother, shunned. By everybody. Like the mom kind of pushes her away, the dad kind of pushes her away, and then but they're still family, but they're not. It's tight.
They're not as tight as they were, as you could tell, as they were at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
and they show that really well. Do you think that the dad's controlling?
No, I think for the kids, I could see why they would think that. If he was controlling, those kids would not be unsupervised. But the thing is, like, they're free to go wherever they need to because they know. So like it's not controlling. It's just that situation's bad. The only thing that he is obviously showing, just like unbeknownst to himself, like resentment towards his daughter, and it's like coming across like loudly through all his actions. So that's why I was thinking like that's interesting that like the daughter who's like deaf, who knows how to communicate without words, is picking all this up, where the dad is using words, and he can't communicate to his daughter. I thought that was a cool like mirror between the two of them, because I don't know any of their names, but like the dad John takes his kid who's terrified about sound, saying that like if you're around louder sound, you could make some noises okay. So he takes him to the waterfall.
Did you buy
so
that?
He could let him scream.
Did you buy that explanation? Like.
Yeah, dude, rivers are loud.
No, I know they're loud. I know they're loud. I'm not saying that, but did you buy that? Like, that's why the monsters wouldn't attack them there. Like, did you buy?
Yeah, because as long as the sound they're not as loud as the river, you can totally make some sound.
But like, wouldn't they in general be there?
No, if it's a constant blur of sound.
You don't think so?
You think there's nothing to eat there? They know, okay, this is just noise that could move away. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like these creatures just love birds. You know what I mean? Because they're always chirping around and then like nothing. Or the crickets would irritate the shit out of them, but like there's no crickets, so maybe they'd kill all the crickets.
I have no idea. Like I said, I don't.
There's a lot, but the things like I like how they, rather than hunting for like deer or chickens or like meat or whatever, they went for fish, because the thing is like you can kill a fish and not make that much sound. You know what I mean? So like it, I liked it. Like this, the the logic of this movie wasn't lost on me. Like, it works.
I mean, I dug it still. I was just kind of like, okay, I guess. That's the only kind of thing. Was I kind of like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
People are always like, I can't do it. Some people I know just like, I can't do this because it's all sign language, and I'm just like, well, how the fuck else are they supposed to communicate?
Yeah, and the thing too, it's like, well, that's I feel like that's such a like cheap excuse. Like, I mean, like sign language is sign language. Like,
yeah,
you like if you're around somebody long enough, you can pick it up.
the same shit as them being like, I can't do it. I can't read a movie.
Yeah, and then that's dumb. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like this movie, like it was good. It was captivating. Like, 'cause the thing is, it didn't rely on sign language to carry you through this movie.
No,
because the thing is, I think you could have watched this movie without knowing what they were talking about and still kind of be into it. John takes the son to teach him how to fish, takes him to the waterfalls, and lets them like actually has a conversation, like a vocal conversation with them, and then like they both scream to get that pressure off the two of them. But then the son tells the dad like, hey, do you blame his sister? He goes, no. He goes, well, you should tell her that you love her because she believes
that you do.
Yeah, and then like now the looming factor in the whole thing at that point.
Yeah.
But then the girl, she just
takes off to go
doesn't see anybody.
The brother's grave.
But I was thinking, dude, how terrifying is that? Like you have you can't call out for your kids. They're just gone if they want to be gone. Like, and then like they could easily just snap a twig and they could be taken away, and like you have no idea. Like that's got to be heartbreaking for like the
How
parents.
crazy was that part where they're walking through and they see the guy with the dead wife and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself because my wife's dead.
So like there's a part in the fucking movie where where John and his son are walking back to the house. It was so freaky. I thought they were gonna kill like the little boy because I wasn't really sure what was happening. Mm-hmm. The way that they framed it, it was just kind of like, did this man just go crazy and kill his wife? And then you realize his wife's been attacked. The old man's about to lose it. You can see the look of panic in his face too, and then like he just bounced it out. But even that old man with that beard looks very cartoonish because he's trying to hold back his scream, and he just lets it out, and they just fucking book it. And that kid is terrified all over again. From that moment on, it was like a very intense movie. It's like the wife is like giving birth, but she runs downstairs because her water broke, and she's going downstairs.
That's when she stepped on the nail.
And then like she was bringing up like laundry, and she pulled the nail, and then she stepped on the nail on the way back down. And like to watch her hold from screaming, and when she had to pry her foot off of the board, I'm like, damn, like, whew, that was.
And they do it so well because they set it up because they don't. That doesn't happen right away. They set up the nail.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, we'll get back to it. Like,
yeah, and you're just like, the whole fucking time, you're just like, oh my god, fuck no, I know what's gonna happen here.
She flips the switch on from like the lights to red because they have like off the lights, and that communicates to them like, FYI, like we're in danger. And then like, all shit breaks loose at that point because she breaks something, and then like, next thing you know, like, the monsters reminded me of Starship Troopers. Grasshopper things.
I showed Emily on Emily didn't watch it with me, but she was walking in and out of the house or in the living room, and I showed her. I'm like, "Oh, are these monsters scary to you?" And she goes, "No, these monsters aren't scary." I'm like, "Is this worse than the thing?" No, they're the same. They're fake, Dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, "No, these are fake." But the thing I know, like, I know the writing is very transparent. Like,
it's very transparent.
But the set pieces are so good that I can't even get upset.
The writing itself is transparent, but I think it's because they had to make the sign language easy for the kids.
Yeah.
So, because like even the kids, there's a way of like.
Well, the daughter is deaf in real life.
Okay. Oh, okay. Because there's a way of signing where like it's very.
It would be like talking like this, but in sign language.
Exactly, because like it's very robotic. Unlike your, this is how school taught me how to sign. But when you actually talk to like deaf people, when you sign with them, it's very like lazy, and it's kind of like there's more relaxed. It's like slang, I guess.
Yeah,
would be a better way how you move your hands and different words.
And you do like the jack off sign.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then like this movie, they do it so well, and you can see like everybody has a natural flow with their signing, which is.
So, what were your thoughts on how they shut the baby up?
Dude, I didn't know what was gonna happen. Well, I was shocked the baby wasn't screaming from like birth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, she has the most quietest birth in the world, and the baby's not screaming. John comes running into the house thinking like
she's dead.
She's dead. And you find out she gave birth, and like so they're sneaking them into the barn, in the basement of the barn to like keep them safe, and. Yeah, like the baby starts to fuss, and those like monsters are like crawling around the barn trying to figure out where the sound's coming from. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe the baby had complications because it put the mask on his face.
No, it's oxygen.
And then it's just oxygen, and then like he literally just coffins the baby for the rest of the movie because you don't see it for the rest of the movie.
They grab the box.
They grab the box, but like it's the baby's locked away for the rest of the movie, and then so
Yeah.
I thought that was a dope way of doing it because the thing is like you have to like prepare for that. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
No, exactly.
As they're running back to the house, John tells his son that like he needs to make a distraction, so he tells him to light off the rockets.
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
that's where the fireworks.
So he's stood the fireworks, and the fireworks are going off, and like the booming of the fireworks distracts the monsters enough to John to go into the house, grab his wife, and then pull her to safety. And then, but he doesn't know that she's alive, but it gives him that opportunity.
Yeah.
But the daughter ends up seeing like the
Fireworks
fireworks and
and
is
knows something's
racing back home because she can't hear or see anything. So,
yeah.
like,
Well, she can see, she can't hear.
oh yeah, exactly. And then so that was a dope scene too because
Did you like how they laid all that sand out? Like
Yeah.
how they did that? Like that was his way to keep everybody quiet. Was I'm gonna line everything up with sand.
Yeah. Plus, also for the kids, you know how to get home because just follow the sand back and forth. Yeah. But like the little brother was terrified because he saw the movement in the corn, and then like that whole like he didn't know what to do, so he panicked and then he rushed into like the corn, like the field of corn.
Yeah.
And now he's making all this noise by rustling all like the leaves. I was having a shit fit. I'm like, oh my god, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he dropped the fucking flashlight, and then like, but I was terrified too with the daughter because like she's deaf, she can't hear the monsters coming up right behind her ass, and she's just oblivious. And it's by sheer luck that she gets feedback on her hearing aid that it scares away the monsters. But damn, dude, like that was.
That's so much good intensity.
Yeah,
at the end of that movie.
it was a really, really good, intense movie.
And then John Krasinski dies.
Yeah, like
That's a really good emotional scene too.
the scene before that was another.
And where they're in the corn, we're in the silo.
We're in the silo, and like they're like up on the silo trying to be quiet, and then the kid falls down, and then he's about to drown in the corn, and then like so the sister jumps in like to save him, and then she's about to drown. You know what I mean? And then it's like
and then the monster comes in,
and the monster comes in, and you're like, holy shit! Like they're all gonna fucking die right now, and then like. The feedback scares the monster away.
And it bumps out the side.
Yeah, but then I was thinking, like, dude, like, if that corn was any lower, they couldn't get out of that corn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they couldn't get out of the corn, no one's going to look inside the silo for them. You know what I mean? They're just, like, they can't scream for help because they'll just die. You know what I mean? So I was like, and I thought, shit, that's where they're going to fucking die. These kids are going to die in the goddamn corn. No one's going to find them because, like, you can't scream for help. Like,
yeah.
So I was like, I was losing it at that point. But, yeah, like, the end of the movie, like where John ends up like saving the kids and distracting them, and then he realized like there's no way around it. Like the kids are gonna die in the car, you know what I mean? Because like,
yeah, the kids are gonna die in the car because he kind of showed him how to drive a little bit before, like he's messing with the car.
Yeah, and then
before.
So John has to just literally just scream to get his kids safe, because they're about to die, and so like. He fucking like right before he does it, he like signs to his daughter, like I love you, I've always loved you, and then like I was like fuck you, like piece of shit, like why are you doing this now? And then like
because he's about to fucking die.
He gets it good.
Yeah. What did you think of the open ending then? They figure out the feedback thing.
I figured they all died.
You think you think they all died?
Yeah, they all died.
Why? Because they figure out the feedback thing and they just do the feedback thing.
Yeah, but the feedback thing didn't work all the time though.
It did.
No, because it didn't work in the car.
They're making a second one, right?
Yeah, with new people because they're all dead.
No, they're not making it with new people.
That's dumb.
No, I'm sorry. One person is not returning to act.
The daughter. John
Krasinski.
What?
But he's directing it still.
They're not going to drag his corpse around with him?
I'm sure they'll answer all those questions in number 2.
It's a bummer. I kind of hoped it would end in everyone's death. Because I feel like that would be more realistic of what's going on. Like, he had all those creatures, racing towards the farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, they have the sound, but the thing is, just like in the car, where, the sound didn't work. It was hurting the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then the feedback was happening, but the thing took off, realized where the sound was coming from, and just, ran and just rammed the car and flipped it over and fucked up that sound.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna like attack the farm, realize the sound's coming, realize okay, where's it most intense, and just bomb rush that sound and just take it out and then move in.
Yeah, I was okay with an open ending because I was just like, oh, they figured it out and they're gonna start kicking some ass. So I hope the next one.
You know, I wanted someone to die. I'd be happy if we found out that the mom's dead.
You're gonna be happy if the mom's dead?
Yeah, then it's just the kids. It's literally that'd be a better.
Maybe they'll do that.
Better movie.
Maybe
Just
they'll do
having
that a new one.
Like the two kids now older with their little brother.
And
I feel like that's a better story. Yeah. Than like the mom and the kids. And you know what I mean?
And they have
Well,
to raise
maybe,
the fucking
'cause,
kid,
I don't know.
the baby, because they're gonna have to the baby at that point.
Yeah, baby. Well, it depends on where they pick up on the story. Hopefully, it's right where they left off, and so we can see them die.
Well, those kids are gonna grow, so they're probably not gonna leave right where we left off. So hopefully, they're hunting aliens. Those are aliens, by the way.
Do they say it's aliens?
They don't say it in the movie, but later on when they talk about it, like when the people are interviewed about it, they're aliens. Is what I've read.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay with that, or does that kind of kill the movie for you?
No, I don't really care about either way. It's like cool.
I don't care where my monsters come from,
as long as I get them.
I want my monsters.
Yeah, no, it was cool. The design was a little kind of generic, I guess.
But I kind of like that's what drew me to Evil Dead, was that it was simple. Like you know what I mean? Like Evil Dead is a simple story. Yeah. I mean as they've gone on, they've added more elements to it. You know, and it's
but not enough trees.
What?
But not enough trees.
They don't do that. They don't talk about the tree anymore.
I know they don't.
They don't. That's the one part Sam Raimi wished he had cut out. He said multiple times, if I can take anything out of that movie, it's tree rape.
Yeah, because it was the only thing that stood out as it's like, okay.
That's the one he's like, oh yeah, we could have done this a different way.
Yeah, that's
why there's no tree rape.
That's a young man's.
That's a
young man's movie.
That's a young man's way to get an evil demon into somebody.
Yeah.
Tree rape. But they when I talked to you earlier this week, you said this is a different type of movie than I thought it was. So what did you think this movie was?
I didn't think there was going to be aliens.
Well,
because I thought it was going to be like a slow build to we'd never know what this creature is, but literally like 5 minutes in, we just see that kid just get.
Well, you see like a blur of it, but you don't.
You see him get gat.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but that's why I was telling you. It reminded me of Starship Troopers just because of that, how quickly they just come out. But. Yeah, that was it. Like I didn't expect it to be quick. You know what I mean? And I didn't expect it to see the monster. I thought I kind of when you like I think a while ago you mentioned aliens in this movie.
I think so.
And then I was literally thinking like like Greys, you know, the big head, big eyes, like ooh, I'm an alien.
That's what you thought it was?
Yeah, so I was like, okay. And then I saw that.
And like, this type of movie?
So I was like, okay, we're going to see what this is. And then like an invasion movie, but it's not an invasion movie.
It can be.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're saying
it's not the classical,
it's not your classic invasion movie, but when you think about it, it could be one part of a...
I was trying to look at the board where Jim was working to see like any backgrounds to any stories, and like there's no stories.
He's trying to figure out things slowly.
It's just like any zombie movie where it's like there's just patches of just rumors around them, but nothing. Yeah, nothing solid.
But I like this. I'm excited for the sequel. They're filming it right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Emily Blunt literally did this movie and then had to go to wherever they filmed Mary Poppins to be Mary Poppins. She did this movie and then she did Mary Poppins right after. She was like she wasn't gonna do anything before, and then she's like this was too good for her to not do, and so she went and did this movie and then went and did Mary Poppins Returns.
Really?
All right, Jimmy. Continuing with horror for the month of October. I chose a movie that is fucking insane.
Okay, I'm slightly nervous now.
It's got Nicolas Cage.
I'm 100% in. I love this movie already. It's top 5 of my all-time list.
This movie reminds me of now.
Hold on. Quick question: is Nicolas Cage a starring role in this, or is he a background character?
Oh no, he is the star of this.
Perfect. I'm in. You don't even need to talk. Shut that little mouth of yours. I'm excited.
Okay, we'll leave it there then.
Okay, everybody. Well, that's it for this week. If you want to contact us, Forrest,
You can go to our Instagram at yhblankthat, or you can email us at
yhblankthat@gmail.com. Thanks. Bye.
bye.